Okay, folks, Slice 'em here with SGA-1, and it is War Season 46, War 1. As you can see, SGA-1 versus AF, bringing in Moondragon, Iron Man, and White Mags. Big thing, same season, our same tactic this season as last, so we do have to be mindful. We're going to be looking to control the war field as much as possible, because for me, this is either control or nuke meta as far as the tactic goes. So first fight here, we've got Iron Man versus Killmonger, Node 6, Combat Deja Vu Prowess, Insurance Policy Power, and of course Spiked Armor. So same fight that we took a couple different times last season, just a different defender here. And as you can see, we're going to be bringing in Iron Man. I did face Killmonger once on this node last season, but we used Onslaught. So this is going to be a little bit different. As you saw, we boosted some before we got going. Get into the fight screen, I throw on my Power 1 start. I always do it right before just to make sure that I don't accidentally forget or anything crazy like that. So starting out right away, get our intercept, throw that L1, burn the armor off. And at that point, it makes Killmonger pretty much very basic. Again, this is very much a very basic fight at this point. All I want to do is keep my L1 on him, keep his armor broke, our armor break on. And as you can see, that's exactly what we plan on doing. I do make a little bit of a mistake coming up. I accidentally hit right into his block right there. Luckily, I was able to back out in time. Just wasn't paying attention, honestly. Made a mistake hitting the block, allowing him to go unstoppable. He tossed his special right after it, but I was able to get away, and as you can see, missed that special damage. That could have been bad news. So at this point, I was like, oh yeah, better make sure I pay attention to that. Throwing the L1s, keeping him under control. And at this point, we know it's game over for him. So pretty basic fight. Throwing that L1, getting the armor breaks. You don't have to worry about the reverb. And at that point, it's a basic run. So good plan by the planner. Good call out, and made that fight really easy. Got Iron Man, Kitty Pryde, Node 15, Aggression, Insurance Policy, and Critical Setup. And again, Aggression is Prowess. So this fight we did a lot last season. Some fights better than others. This one I feel goes pretty well, as you can see here. Same thing, we've got our boost ready to rock and roll. We've got, gonna go again with Power Start 1, double checking and making sure it's all ready. And we're jumping into the fight. So starting out, I'm not gonna parry. So last season I did parry a good little bit. I wanted to try and see how it would go. If I didn't parry, I was a little worried about how well she would play along with what I wanted. And as you can see, we were able to toss her right to the special 2 by throwing that L2 of our own, burning off this prowess, giving her a lot of power, blocking through it, because again, Iron Man will block the unblockable specials of a mutant, so we're in a good spot. Had to take and bail out a little bit, got a little closer than I wanted to the L3. And then the interesting part is I gotta wait for her phase to fall off. And she's got just enough charges, I can't intercept her, I'm waiting for the heavy. I got what I wanted, threw my L1, and that's all she wrote. Good, quick, clean fight, and Kitty goes down pretty quick. I will say my taking that fight many times last season helped out there, so it was a good, clean run. Here we go. Next fight we got on the map. We've got Moondragon versus Spider-Ham, Node 22, steady build-up, unblockable, special burst lockdown. The way this runs is basically whenever he throws a special, I'm going to get knocked up with a bunch of debuffs. And as you can see here, there it is. It's, what is it? Armor break and heal block. So he's going to throw 2 on you and then everything else that's going on. So more than likely going to be unblockable once he throws his special. And as you can see, as this fight goes, that's exactly what happens. I knew it was going to happen, so I was kind of prepared for it. On top of it, Moondragon's pretty interesting. So with Moondragon, I want to really hit into the block twice. A third hit in the block does nothing but give him power. Every time I hit into the block, I'm going to get some pretty red numbers, but also I get a couple mind charges. I got my intercept, so I went ahead with a 4 hit, give him a little nose tap there, and here he's unblockable. Got the L1. I was a little nervous, and I'm trying to get to my 20. As you can see, the charges are counting. There we go. I purge everything, now I'm unblockable, and that's going to be all she wrote for old Ham here. At this point, his evades are going to fail. I'm all ramped up. I just got to get to my L2, baiting it, and really I could have just hit into his block one more time, but either way, at this point, that was all she wrote for Ham. Once I got to 20, it was going to be game over. It was just well done as far as Moondragon. perfect play, perfect counter on that. Perfect play from our planner, putting her to use there, and it worked out really great. So I was super happy about that fight. Iron Man versus Dani Moonstar, no 31, steady build up, unblockable, painful retreat, and heal block debuff. So I'm going to have the heal block on me the entire matchup. The biggest thing here that I really kind of ran into was the painful retreat, which is power sting on you. The only reason it even really matters is because at this point, I don't care. I know that sounds really kind of wrong, but this is my last fight. Outside of putting pre-fights on certain fights going forward, this is my last fight coming into this war. So power sting isn't anything I worry about once I get to a certain spot where I feel comfortable overall. I know that I'm going to have to watch her become unblockable every so often, so that is something I have to keep in mind outside of her specials. As you can see, she's still unblockable a bit there. I take some power sting damage, but again, I'm okay with it as long as I know kind of where I'm at in the fight. Got a good intercept, got her to toss her special again. And again, at this point, I'm just soaking damage. I know where I stand. I know kind of what's going on, so it's kind of a measured response. And here she's unblockable, and this I am going to mess up here. As she's unblockable, I managed to get clipped there, lose my indestructible buff. So yeah, the invuln was nice to let me soak a little bit here. I don't know that it would have made a huge difference. Got our taunt and able to push her to the special. And the nice thing is because it was a special, I can block it. That was my biggest thing there, is that once I was able to get to that, I felt comfortable being able to block that special and then move on. So hitting her with the relic. I was worried about pushing her to L2. That was my only real fear here, and luckily she does do me a favor and toss that L1. So at this point, it's a good solid set of control. I'm able to get to my L1, burn her down, and that's all she wrote. So all in all, solid fight. Power Sting did do quite a bit of damage, but I knew that was coming. So, and as you can see, we get the win. AF dying 43 times to us. We gave up 9. That 9 was really high. I really didn't like seeing that number. We stayed much lower most of the war and then gave up really stupid deaths in a couple different spots. So I'm hoping we can fine-tune ourselves here on our attack and be where we really want to be. So moving forward, I think we'll see that number drop, and hopefully we can continue. We made some great pickups in the offseason, and I'm really excited about where our team's going. So I'm looking forward to a very fun and exciting Season 47. I hope you guys continue watching. Until next time, take care, have fun, and as always, keep on gaming. Adios.